What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Ballas. This is Wash,
What's up? What's up?
and we are back with another one. How you doing today, brother?
I can't complain, my brother. Trying to enjoy life, man. You know how we do.
Same old, brother. Trigga's out here saving the world as always, so he'll be hopefully here with us soon. But
hmm
yeah, man, what you been up to this week, brother?
Not much, man. Working. I got 4 football games, so I'm trying to meal prep this week. So when I come home from these football games, I ain't got to cook or, like you said, make bad decisions. I can just go ahead and put my shit in the microwave and handle business.
And go about your day best way possible. But all right, man, I ain't really. I got we got what you want. What you want to jump in? You want to hit what you?
I mean, what you want to go? I was
You want to
talk
continue
about.
our conversation we was having about Coach Prime?
I mean, yeah, we can.
So me and Miles was talking about Coach Brown. The Colorado Buffaloes unfortunately fell to the Utah Utes 53-7. Um, dropping their record to now, I believe, 3-5 on the season, 1-4 on the Big 12. Um, it's been a rough go of it. It hasn't been what we thought it would be. So, is Coach Brown on the hot seat?
Uh, he might. I mean, you really don't hear about it. But I mean, you won 9 games last year. Yeah, you had Shador and Travis Hunter. But I mean, they really haven't done nothing. Oh damn, he threw a wow. That was a crazy pick. Um, you got blown out 53-7. It's just. This is not the stuff you was talking earlier. That that you coming. This is your 4th year, your 3rd year.
I think it's
You
third.
know, yeah, you won 9 games last year. How many games they won this year?
3-5, 1-4 in the Big 12.
Yeah, and that's not gonna cut it, man. I'll probably give them another year, but like some got to shake. Some got to shake.
Do you think with what I love he Juju getting a little bit of time, but do you
Mhm.
think with Juju and with this I think they recruited a little bit more with this class. So with now with a recruited class and now with NIL kind of having a little bit more structure, do you think that the Buffaloes can turn the corner next year?
I thought they was gonna turn the corner this year, but it seems not to be working. So I mean, I don't know. It seems like they're always in the portal. They're getting players. Players are going there, but they're still not. It's not showing on the field. He's getting
You
these
think it's
high
Austin?
caliber coaches. He's getting Warren Sapp and you know all these coaches, but it's like, all right, bro, like, but it's not showing on the field.
Right.
Um, you know, I mean, outside of Shador and Travis Hunter, like, what's really going on?
Trigger, how you doing, brother?
What up? What up?
But yeah, so I mean, that's just my 2 takes on it. What's going on, Trigger?
What
Um,
up?
I ain't gonna say he's in the hot seat, but uh, it's on the stove, and I just ain't turned it on yet.
like your plate when you get home. Just waiting to
hmm
turn it up. So
Yeah.
you think Coach Prime is on the hot seat? The Colorado Buffaloes fall to 3-5, 1-4 in the Big 12. Hold on, I'm sorry. First off, how you doing, Trigger? How you feel? How your spirit, brother?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
Good,
Can't
man.
complain, Trigga.
Here, brother. Here, bless. So, back to the question at hand. Is Coach Prime on the hot seat? Buffaloes fall 53-7 to the Utah Utes freshman quarterback. His first start, freshman quarterback, what was his name? Bird Ficklin. First start, beat the Buffaloes 53-7. They fall to 3-5 and 1-4 in the Big 12. Do you think Coach Prime is sitting on the stove, or what's your thoughts?
No, I don't think he's on the hot seat. I just think that he had. I mean, clearly he's done way better than what they were doing before he got there, and he's made them very, very relevant. So I don't think Colorado would be foolish to turn around and, put him on the market and then go back into irrelevancy. So
Yeah, true.
that's just my 2 cents. This is how I feel about him. I mean, he draws whether the team is really good or not. He's going to draw attention to their school, which is going to bring in money. So I think eventually he'll end up getting the players that he wants. He'll be able to compete. I think this year, at least I predicted. I don't know if anybody else did, but I think at least this year, with Travis Hunter and obviously Shador Sanders going to the league, this team is going to take a step back, losing two really, really great talents. Um, so it's not. I'm not surprised at the success, or rather, lack of success that they are having so far this season. Because again, I don't think they have the players, to go out there and actually compete. Now, like I said, over time, I think that'll change. And again, he's still what this is his second year, third year
Yeah, three.
there. Um, Again, it takes time. It takes several seasons for a coach to come in and completely change a team, a program, a culture, a mindset, whatever it is. He's got to flush out what was there and bring in his guys and slowly start to think or bring in like-minded people to start cultivating this culture and this mentality that he wants overall. And eventually down the road, we'll see it pay dividends, so as long as Colorado, keeps him around. But I don't think his job is in question. Again, I think Colorado would be foolish to, give him the axe. With him still trying to navigate
Suck it in.
this thing and put his team together. Um, and like I said, he brings in money. He attracts attention. He attracts fans. He attracts viewers. So that's good for the college. That's good for a college who's never really had the type of exposure before. So if anything, he's got that going. The product on the field is not, doing what they would like for it to do. But I think eventually it'll catch up. But I trust in what he's doing. He's got a good head on his shoulder. He's teaching his kids the right things, um, and I think he's going about his program the right way. So
Okay.
yeah, it might not be
No,
shown on the
no
field right
doubt.
now, but I think eventually, if he keeps doing what he's doing and he gets the right players in there and continues to get the right players in there, um, it'll eventually start to turn.
So, me and Miles was talking before you came on, Trigger, and I said the same. I said with Juju having the chance to play a little bit this year, you got a top 10 left tackle in Jordan Seaton, who you still got for 1 to 2 more years after this as well. You got a lot of receivers who came in. So, all right, how long is too long? Because how much time do you have? Because Trigger, you said you got time. So let me pose this to you. Oh, not that one. This what I want. LSU fires Coach Brian Kelly midway through his fourth season. Billy Napier got fired at Florida. Like Penn State, James Franklin, they won 2 playoff games last year. How much time do you have to build these teams? But is it
Well,
something
he
more?
It depends on the It depends on the school. Like Trigger said, Colorado
Is
was
that good?
irrelevant. Where LSU, Florida, those are SEC schools. They want to compete now.
Yep,
Penn
that's
State
exactly
is a
where I
big
was going with that. Yep.
Yeah, Big Ten is a Big Ten. Penn State is a Big Ten school.
Big Ten school, yep.
you can't. Yeah, you're winning games, but you're losing the big ones. You can't beat Ohio State. You can't beat Michigan. You lost to Oregon in a
Yeah,
big
I turned it
game.
up.
Like, that's why James Franklin is getting fired because that was the knock on him. He can never win the big one. Ryan O'Day was about to get fired last year because he lost. He has yet to beat Michigan.
That national
And
championship saved him.
yeah, and if he didn't win that national championship, his
Yeah.
ass would have been gone. And that's why Brian Kelly he cannot win the big one. LSU, they
How
they
was that?
they you know they're used to winning, and they got obliterated at their own house against Texas A&M.
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing Mallz said. I think it's just a matter of where he's coaching at, what school you're at. Because again,
Appreciate that.
uh, Penn State, LSU, those are very well known schools. They're very rich in their football tradition. They are expected to compete for national championships every single year. So those coaches have a shorter leash. So even if you just won in the playoffs the year before, you come out next year and you lose 3 games in a row and you losing the teams you ain't supposed to be losing to and you still can't win the games you're supposed to win, you got to get up out of there. Now, Deion Sanders of Colorado, Colorado ain't, Ohio State. They ain't Penn State. They ain't been in the championship scene the way those teams in the championship scene. So, those guys have a little bit longer leash. And you tend to see some of those coaches stay at those schools a little bit longer because, they don't have the expectations to, go out and compete, and be a top ranking team and, try to be a national championship contender. The way these other schools do that we always see in the top 25 and competing for championships in the postseason. Alabama, DeBoer was on the hot seat until they beat Georgia.
Right.
Ever since then, they've been smooth sailing. So, like, DeBoer's only been there. What? This is his second season as Alabama's head
Yep.
coach.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you see how short of a leash he could have had. The fans was in there. We want Nick Saban back. We got to get Nick Saban out of retirement. Nick Saban ain't coming back. But
So
they had to, DeBoer had to figure something out and get back on the right track because Alabama is a team. They are like Yankees fans. They are spoiled. They've won so much, and those fans expect nothing less than a national championship each and every single season. And when you keep falling short of that, and you're not even making it to the SEC title game, if you're not even making it to the national championship game, if you're losing the teams in the regular season you're supposed to lose to, you only got like 2 or 3 chances to do that before your job is on the line. Whereas, Colorado, Boise State, these other schools who are on the next tier or lower tier, those coaches have longer leashes. They have more room for error. They're given more grace because they're not expected to do what Alabama is expected to do. So that's what I think it comes down to when it comes to how long is too long when it comes to college sports specifically. The bigger schools, the ones who compete every year, are expected to be there. And when they're not, coach jobs are talked about, being on the hot seat. If they're a school that's not competing, nobody cares. They'll stay there for as long as they like to stay there, pretty much. But yeah, it all depends on what school we're talking about when it comes to that, and that'll tell you how valuable or how important a coach's job is based on their expectations.
Yep, I agree. Sorry, y'all, I'm washing dishes if you hear all that noise.
my
Yep.
bad. I got a visitor. My bad. Go ahead, Mouse.
No, I agree with Trigga saying. Every team is different. So I think that's probably why Prime never did want to go to Alabama because he didn't want that pressure. He could take his time and do what he can do. So, but they ain't gonna wait forever.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be something this year. You gonna have, well, not this year, but next year is gonna have to be a put up year. Like Bowl game, at least a bowl game. But they still probably get a bowl game this year, y'all think? Or no?
You already got to
Not
win
enough
6
game.
games. Were they 5-3 or
3
3
and
and
5.
5?
Who
Yeah.
that?
They gonna have they
Buffaloes,
can
Colorado.
they can only lose one more game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a bowl game in their future this season. They regressed big time after losing the guys they lost last year.
So, all right. Let's. I don't know if y'all want to give it its own segment or cover it with the National Basketball Association, but y'all want to go into NFL or y'all want to go into the NBA betting
I never thought
scandal?
about the NBA betting scandal.
We want to give a little background,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
so for who doesn't know, in October 2025, the NBA was rocked by a major federal gambling investigation. Key figures like Terry Rozier, Miami Heat guard, Charlotte Hornets guard at the time, and Chauncey Billups, Portland Trail Blazers head coach, were arrested on charges linked to insider betting and illegal poker games. The scandal centers on two broad schemes: players, coaches allegedly sharing non-public info for prop bets and underground poker games tied to organized crime. Integrity of the game is now under a major threat. Um, what's y'all thoughts? Y'all first knee-jerk reactions?
Well, when I first heard this, I put in the group chat because everybody was like, "Well, why are men with millionaires getting involved in gambling?" And I automatically knew they didn't got tied up with the mob. That's usually what happens when you're dealing with people who got money and they're in gambling debt. They got tied up with someone they had no business with. When you get tied up with the mob, there's no telling them no. There's no telling the mob no. Um, Now, how Chauncey got involved with them in a poker game, maybe he was playing poker and he met some guys. They knew who he was. They probably tricked him. Hey, look, you owe us a favor. You need to get in on this. You need to get your friends into this thing, and we're going to hustle. And if you don't, there's going to be consequences. What do you do? Like you said, you're not going to tell the mob no. But this is a bad look for the NBA. People already think these games are rigged, and now it's even more. It's crazy. Terry Rozier was involved with the NBA with point shaving or with the game. Chauncey Billups was involved, and yes, Amber, well, Lady Ray, Chauncey Billups was involved in the poker scandal, and Damon Jones was involved with both. So he really fucked up. He really fucked.
Yep.
Cause how you involved in both? So is he the one that got Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups mixed into this? So
I think about it because look at how athletes look at how they gamble though. Like look at Jordan with when he was throwing the dice. Look at them how they talk about card games, the competitiveness. Was he coerced into doing it? Did he, just like we said, maybe it's just a big dumb, I want an extra $200,000. Terry Rozier, I don't get why you even. I'm sorry, y'all go ahead. Y'all finish because
no, you don't. No.
that's
Go ahead.
because I was gonna say with Terry Rozier, why y'all gonna bet that amount of money at the same time on this $400,000 on this under? Like, it's dumb. Like, are they just dumb? I really just think, are they dumb? You got millions. All y'all got millions. Like, what's going on?
I
Like,
don't know if they're dumb. I just think they got involved with the wrong people.
yeah.
I mean that's just what I truly think. I put in the text when I seen what happened. I was like, my first question is, did they get tied up with the mob? Go back and look at our text. That's what I truly think it is. Somehow, some way, they got involved with the wrong group of people, and again, you're not telling the mob no. They'll make, like they said in The Godfather, they're gonna make you an offer you will not refuse. So
They said so. I'm reading something now. It said for exact role of Billups, he's accused, but some link is inferred. I mean, he's a co-conspirator. 8 matches his profile. Full criminal case details are not yet public.
Mm.
Um, I've been Trigger. You want to say something on it, or because I was gonna say, I think this is
Yeah,
Adam Silver's like biggest thing
yeah.
under his watch.
This is definitely the biggest thing he's gonna have to go up against and try to mitigate that he's ever had to deal with during his tenure as NBA commissioner. But besides that, for me personally, this is definitely a bad look for basketball. But like we've seen this with baseball too. You had two pitchers from the Cleveland Guardians get pretty much. I don't think it's official, but basically they got removed from their team and probably going to get kicked out of the league for gambling. I wonder if they had any similarity to what they had going on with what we found with these NBA guys. But yeah, this is a bad look for basketball, obviously. And then like you guys stated when we started off, people already think professional sports are rigged. And I've been very, very adamant on this show about, no, it's not rigged. Like, if it's rigged, da 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 got to be happening, blah blah blah. And I still think, for the most part, that this thing, is not coordinated. It's not, it's very hard to coordinate, a sports game, especially when not everybody is on the same page. Not everybody knows what's going on. But then you got players like Terry Rozier, who is good enough to where he can affect the game by saying, "Hey." Allegedly, this was in the reports saying that he told a buddy or some buddies that to bet all of his unders because he was going to check himself out of the game. And in said game, he played, 9 minutes and then he came out and didn't come back in. So we got stuff like that going on. It's not like a whole, organization has gotten together and decided this is what's going to happen. So we can screw over people who bet his overs or whatever. This was something that seems like Terry Rozier allegedly kind of took in his own hands to something that he did. This wasn't a Charlotte Hornets thing. This wasn't anybody else but him trying to, get more money. Like 26 mil is not enough, and you trying to get an extra 200K or whatever it was. Is what it looks like on the surface.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if there's anything deeper going on behind that. It makes sense about the mob, but my next question would be, well, how do you get mixed in with the wrong people? Well, if you're out
Gamble.
doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing, you know, you're gonna run up or meet some people, doing those same things. And if those people are into those things, it's very, very likely, and especially if they know who you are, they could try to take advantage of you, especially if they got ties to somebody as powerful as the mob. So that's why, it's hard. And I'm not speaking like, I've ever had, millions of dollars, but I can imagine just kind of looking at how people conduct themselves. It's got to be hard, being famous and having a lot of money, because a lot of people, if they know you, are going to be coming at you, good and bad. People try to take advantage of you. We hear all kind of stories about how people get mistreated and taken advantage of, especially professional athletes. How many professional athletes have had millions of dollars and they can retire and now they have nothing. And then during your playing career, when you are at your peak and you are making a lot of money, there are people out there who are still taking advantage of you. So I don't know if these guys just, they were out casually gambling or whatnot, and like Mallz was saying, ran across the wrong group of people and then got tied up just kind of inadvertently.
So
But I think that obviously, yes, it's still a bad look for basketball, it's a bad look for sports. And, players, guys with money, I mean, if you out here and you like to gamble, I guess that's cool. I guess, I don't know, you got to be safe about it, or maybe you should just, I don't know what kind of advice to give on that. Some dudes get money and they just, it's burning their hands. They got to go do something. Um, but some of these guys got more money than they need, and more money than they know what to do with, and they go do things that they probably shouldn't do that'll land them in trouble. And this was one of them. And I feel bad for them, but at the same time, I kind of don't, because it's like nobody. made you go out and put yourself into these positions. I'd be hard pressed to know that any of these guys were forced into doing these things. They have to have some level of responsibility. They did something they weren't supposed to do to get their foot in the door and got caught up, or maybe they purposely did it. I don't know, but I would like to think that this isn't all. They're not all innocent in this, but I just yeah, it's a sad time for basketball.
I agree, Trigger. I agree. Um, and it's right when the season starts.
Yeah, the timing of it, right?
hmm What are y'all thoughts about what Stephen A. Smith said about this is all Donald Trump's doing?
I think that maybe there's some truth to that. I'm not really privy to all the details around that. I do know I heard Stephen A. Smith say out of his own mouth that when Trump tried to buy the Buffalo Bills back in, was it 2012,
2015.
2013, or whatever it was,
2015.
um, he had said something about if the NFL got in his way, that he would, get vengeance on them by running for president. And if he won, that he would, exact revenge on them. So I don't know if this is that, if Trump knew something back then that we didn't know when it comes to this gambling thing. Um, and he was going to keep it hush hush, and he got what he wanted, but he didn't get what he wanted. So now he's behind. He might be behind, or one of the people behind to expose. But I don't think Stephen A. Smith has any reason to say something like that without having, like I said, he said Trump came out of his mouth and called him and told him this.
hmm
But is Trump actually the reason for all this happening? That I don't know if it can be proven, or if if he did it. But I don't think Stephen A. just be pulling stuff out of his rear just to make a story. Like he's pretty credible with his stuff.
So
Right.
I, I I'm hello, can y'all hear me?
I'm hearing you. Yeah, we hear
No,
you.
it's
Okay,
not.
okay.
It's not as far fetched as you think, Lady Ray. I'm telling you, these people with money and power, this is how they move. And
I don't think
they feel a little jealousy or feel like they get slighted. And they'll do little petty stuff like this, like run for president just to stick it to a certain organization. I'm telling you.
I don't I don't think that Donald Trump had anything to do with the investigation itself, but I think he had 100% to do with the time when it came out. Because if we remember, um, when was it? When was it? When was it? When did Maverick Carter get in trouble for gambling going to the bookie? And he had to go
Oh,
talk to federal
I didn't hear about that.
2021. That
Yeah, I
was
didn't know.
2021 when he got in trouble for going talking. They was talking about betting on illegal games, and that's when they had to initially go into the federal,
You
talk to
said
federal
Maverick
agents about.
Carter?
Yeah. Oh y'all didn't. Oh yeah. That's why they
No, I
saying.
didn't hear about
Oh
that.
that's. Oh yeah. They saying it may come back to Braun. Well, I don't want to say nothing. I ain't gonna say none of that. But because I don't want to get no phone calls. But yeah, he got it. I think this was like 2021. But that's when sports betting was illegal. So he said, yeah, I went to a legal bookie and I made some bets. I never bet on the Lakers, but I did go to an illegal bookie and make some bets. So that's when I think we got wind that these federal prosecutors were looking into illegal gambling and sports betting, and I think that's when they started pulling this thread, because the federal prosecutors ain't gonna come in after you unless they have a case. Well, I don't know now, but they shouldn't come after you unless they have a case, and I think they have a case, and I think this was just the tip of the iceberg, and this is who they found to do it. And I think it had everything with the current administration of why we released it on the first day of the NBA season. Like every day of
I
why it
could,
dropped had everything to do with the administration. Yes.
I
yeah,
didn't know
I
Maverick Carter got involved in
I
that.
could see that. I could see that being, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I
because
didn't
they
know.
know they got it. Hey, they know they got it. Yeah, it was in November 2021. He was interviewed by federal agents in connection with an investigation into illegal bookmaking via a bookie named Wayne Nix, and admitted to placing bets on NBA football games through that illegal bookie. So
So
in
how is he
2021,
not?
federal
How is
aid.
he not in prison for that?
because I don't think it's like I don't really know. Carter has not been charged criminally so far, based on available reporting, and was not identified as a target of investigation, according to his statement.
And
He told
then
agents he could not remember placing any bets on the Lakers, meaning he claimed not to have a bet on any games involving LeBron's team, but he has not been charged criminally.
if you're LeBron, like I'm like, yo, bro, I might have to cut you. Well, I guess I don't know. Me personally, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to stay away from you for a while because that is huge news.
I think they separated at that time a little bit to like separate himself from it,
Oh, okay.
but I think because this is 2023 is when I'm looking at this ESPN article talking about it, and then he talked to him in 2021. So, I mean,
Like when you just hear the word, when I hear the word illegal bookie, I automatically just assume the mob.
no, not at all. I mean, one of my old bosses used to take bets for people as a bookie. I didn't do any of it, but it was people because they wanted to gamble. Sports betting used to not be legal, and people been betting on sports for a while. So that's all it is. Pick all these pick'ems that you did at work. Like if you ever did a pick'em at work when you put the $5 in the pot and all that kind of stuff, that's illegal sports betting.
Okay, I got
Like
you.
all that's illegal sports betting, especially at the time when it wasn't legal to bet on sports. All that can be considered illegal sports betting. So it just depends on what they want to do. But looking at this article, I don't know because now you got Damon Jones that's also tied. Are they gonna try to like? Are they gonna try to like go taint LeBron with this stuff?
Well, they already
Because guilty
tried.
by
They already
association.
kind of, make a story about him, about Damon Jones, gave information
Yeah.
about what LeBron won't play or something.
Will this keep LeBron out the Hall of Fame if it comes back guilty?
It did for Pete Rose.
But that's baseball though. But now, can you do that to LeBron if Shohei ain't got in no trouble with his manager out here making all these bets?
I still don't know how Shohei dies.
His translator. I'm sorry, his translator making all these bets.
I have no clue how he dodged that.
Trigga, that Trigga. It got brushed under a rug. Like, ain't no federal indictments that way. Baseball, purity of the sport.
Yeah.
But all right, let's not dwell too long on that. Hopefully everybody in this situation, truth comes out. And Terry Rozier, that's crazy, bro.
I'll tell you what, if the articles out there are true that the Charlotte Hornets and the NBA knew about Terry Rozier possibly being involved in this gambling thing, and they let Miami unknowingly trade for him and not know that tidbit of information, they owe us our first round draft pick back or some kind of compensation.
That is such a Michael Jordan thing. That is so Michael Jordan right there.
If the league and the Charlotte Hornets knew that Terry Rozier could possibly be arrested or investigated for this gambling thing, and didn't tell Miami when we traded for him, they owe us our first round draft pick back at a minimum. Or just give us the number one overall pick, no matter how we finish this season. That he get the number one pick in the draft next year.
And get the Boozer brother, get one of the Boozer brothers.
We get a 2-for-1. We draft one, we draft the other one. They twins, ain't it?
Yeah.
Together. Number one pick, both of them. Come to Miami. 2-for-1.
And Mallz, you mentioned Jordan. So speaking on Jordan, let's
I think we lost him, Trigga.
Oh man, the mob done got to
him. Mm-hmm. Castellanos said, the four families they done tapped into our podcast. I didn't do it. I know nothing.
Me neither.
It's a guy by the name of Wop. He's the one that's guilty. Anyway, what's your
Y'all hear me?
thought? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my computer just stopped. Did y'all hear the Jordan thing at all, or no?
We just heard Jordan. That's when you crapped out. Man, did he crap out again?
Something's loading.
We'll be back after these brief messages. Do you go to bed at night and wake up in the morning? Do you have trouble eating breakfast? Well, try this new tab we call All You Can Eat. It creams all the filling, sugar, all.
Oh,
And we're back.
oh my gosh. You're a fool.
So what are you at the gym, Trigger?
Oh, sitting in the weight room beside the station.
Okay. I got you.
The
I
only
got
place
you.
in the station I could go and close the door and be comfortable.
Uh-huh.
Speak without interrupting everybody else.
I got you. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna try it again for the 14th time. Oh. Sorry, the technical difficulties, everybody.
You good, brother?
Coach?
No.
Did
Y'all
you ever
hear?
want to be a coach?
No, I have no patience for coaching. My biggest problem from a competitive standpoint is the focus of today's athlete and the focus of where I saw the game, how I pursued the game. It changes and it's totally different. For me to ask an individual to focus on the game the way I played the game, in some ways would be unfair for that kid to have to endure that. And if he didn't do it, no telling where my emotions would be. I don't think I would have the patience for it. So in essence, coaching is something that I've never really felt I could do from an emotional standpoint because I'm much different and I have a different perception about things than what the kids do today.
You talk.
All right, Trigger.
Yeah,
So,
so
coach,
I know we kind of talked about it on this show before, but people ask all the time, do I ever consider being a coach? And I was just like, no, I can't do it. And it's like Michael Jordan was saying in that video, and I thought, he kind of summed it up very well. I just don't have the patience, the emotional space to deal with that because it's two different things. Playing the game and coaching, they're very different. Although it's still basketball, it's very different perspectives. Being out there on the floor, actually going through everything real time versus standing on the sideline, kind of watching everything happen and trying to get guys through the game. Making the right substitutions, calling the right plays at the right time. Exposing certain matchups, trying to outthink and outdo the other coach. You're playing a game of chess, just back and forth and making matching moves and all these other things. And, really, I don't think I have an issue doing those things specifically, but it comes to effort, when it comes to working out, when it comes to perfecting the craft and practices and, getting the best out of players. I know the standard that I set for myself when I was coming up on every team that I played for. And, we were coached differently. We were brought up differently. And these kids nowadays, and the parents too, they all do not have a good time or easy time taking any kind of criticism or if you're hard on them or, call them out or whatever. Like, it's a lot of emotional kids and everybody's looking for a participation trophy when to me that's just not realistic. Like, how do you separate yourself if everybody's trying to get a participation trophy? Like, the patience that I would have for, kids not listening, putting in the work when I'm telling them, hey, the work carries beyond practice. Like you got to get in the gym on your own and continue to get shots up, continue to work on your game, continue to perfect your ball handling. You got to watch film. You got to go watch, college basketball, see what those guys are doing if that's where you want to go. Um, all the extra things, right? And, those guys don't want to do it, and you can tell them all day long how to set ball screens or, when you run sprints to touch the line, and the second they don't do it, like it literally would just drive me up a wall because that stuff to me, it carries over into the bigger things. Like if you're that undisciplined to touch the line on a sprint, how am I going to trust you to box out and rebound? How am I going to trust you to make the right reads and not turn the ball over in a high pressure situation? Like those little details in practice running suicides has nothing to do with X's and O's, has everything to do with being responsible, holding yourself accountable, seeing something all the way through. I don't care how small or how stupid it may seem to you, but little stuff like that being overlooked and not cared for would drive me up a wall because I know what I had to do when I was coming up. I had to touch those lines. So what makes you think that you're better than me to where you don't have to do that? You see the button of the heads come like, and to me, that would be enough to set me off, and I just wouldn't be able to handle it. That something small is not touching the line of suicide. Now, any other thing, I give a direction, effort period would drive me up a wall. And 9 times out of 10, that's all you really need to even like be good or try to perfect your craft and be good at something. Because if you don't have that drive in you, then there's nothing I can say or do to, you know, help you along the way. But a lot of kids, I find myself these days looking at how these things are going with these kids being brought up now. Effort is something that coaches are trying to figure out how to coach. Like that in itself, like that's wild. That is wild to me. Like, why are you even here? Because it looks cool. You want to be like Steph Curry and just, shoot
Because my
threes.
parents made me come.
And see, and that's the issue. Like back in my day, like we played because we wanted to play. Like coaches yelled and fussed at us all the time. Like, all right, great. Like to us, it was told to us that if your coach is on you, he sees something in you. He's trying to bring something out of you. He sees that you can contribute to this team. He sees you can be good. You have potential. When the coach is not saying anything to you, then you should be worried. I know it seems backwards, but that's how it always worked. Now, I've been on teams where I've seen, the guys who gave maximum effort, they got, the coach would always be on them about everything, all the time, just constantly criticizing everything they did because they saw potential in them. And they thought if I can get this player as close to perfection as possible, this team is going to be fine. Then I saw the ones that coaches didn't pay any mind to and how that worked out for them. So it's absolutely true. But nowadays, you can't be too hard on the kid. You can't cuss at them. You can't call them out. You can't raise your voice because they'll run and go tell their mom or dad or whatever, and then punk ass mom and dad will come up to you. Why you yelling at my son? Well, my parents like, don't come crying to me. It's the same
That's
thing about school. Like Mallz, you can relate. We had this conversation a
Okay.
couple episodes ago. Kids turning in work late instead of the parent getting on their kid, they coming to you. Well, why are you taking forever to grade this paper? Well, first of all, you're lucky the school is even letting me accept this grade because the deadline was last week. You get to the end of the grading period and you still get a grade on something you did.
right.
Like the parents coming after him instead of going after the kid and saying, why you ain't turning this work in on time? See, but that's the new generation right there in a
Hey,
nutshell. That's how they
hey,
operate. It's
teachers
all
ain't
about
giving
me
report
and
cards on
self. It's
time
not
either, though.
about the
Too.
team. It's
You
all
say
about
what?
it's all about
I,
them
s-
and
I said
feeling
teachers
good
ain't giving report cards on time either.
and they love to be patted on the back. You know, we out here rewarding fish for swimming. That's what they want.
I
That's what they
need it.
want. That's what I'm saying.
My
I'm serious.
feelings
Like,
matter.
I'm serious. Yeah, it's all about feelings. You know, my college coach told us, fuck fun. We're here to have fun. Remember the Titans? You know, all that. That is old school coaching right there. See, Lady Ray, you just proved my point. You just proved my point. Y'all too nice. That's why I can't teach. That's what they want. They want you to be
Man,
nice.
Trigger, you say that you be melding over these players. It's okay, Alex. Shoot it again.
No,
Shoot
absolutely.
it again. Yes, you.
Y'all went around me there at one time. I did. Well, I was an assistant coach a couple of years ago. Y'all were not there. That's why I ain't. That's why I ain't there now. But anywho, um, yeah, you can't be like that because you know deep down inside, if you are the competitor, or if you're a competitor like me, you know deep down that no, it's not all right. Like, oh, this I don't only told you 15 times. You'll get it. You're doing it. You'll get there. No, no. How many more times? You're wasting time now. Like we got to get this. This got to get. Come on, you got to get with it. And then when I light a fire up under them, because I feel like they should be doing something that I was doing, you know, and my teammates were doing faster, and we got stuff quicker, and they're not doing it. And I get on them now. They get mad at me for getting on them. They shut down, and I was like, yeah, too many players today, too many personalities you got to cater to. I got 10 players. I got to have 10 different ways to coach all of them. And that's just too much and too stressful. But that's what the league, or not the league, but that's what this day and age has come down to. And I'm just not mentally or emotionally rather stable enough to have that kind of patience to want to coach. I'd rather just play the game. You know, I do better when I'm out there, and I'd rather show you than tell you, honestly. But being on the sideline, just kind of guide other people through it, man. It's way too many things to try to keep track of, and then again, mentioning the mental and the emotional aspect that comes along with it. You know, fighting these players just to give effort it's draining. It can be
This,
draining.
but I would say some of them want to be coach Trigger. And I
Some
saw
of
this
them
clip the
do.
other day, and I thought about you. I thought about you. This could be Trigger right here. This Trigger.
By possession. Dismantle them in the half court. Play fast. Get back. Do it again. Be disciplined. To be disciplined. To like and embrace the boring. The mundane. Stops. Rebounds. Fundamental. Discipline. Physical. Rebound. Transition. Pace. Fundamental. Again.
Mitch Johnson fired up.
That's Coach Trigger Carter right there. That's Coach Trigger Carter right there.
Can't teach
Hey,
hard.
look, Trigger. If you get fired, you go home with $54 million. You get fired, you go home.
High school around here that's gonna give me $54 million to go sit down. But if y'all find one, let me know.
What about a trainer? You ever thought about like being like a small group trainer of athletes, like teaching them the game in a intimate setting?
Yeah, I thought about it. I actually did it a couple times, but I was too intense, so that fell very quick. See, that's how
I
I know
got
I
to it.
can't coach. I can't coach.
I got a student for you. I'll give you Elijah.
What I demand out of certain players is nothing that I haven't done. I'm not asking these guys to do anything that I haven't done. And that I can just see right there, like, that's why, and I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but this is why I go to college and I end up top 10 in scoring and rebounding and thought of as one of the greatest players to ever play basketball for CNU because these types of things separate yourself. Like, I'm not here to like put you through a workout just to take your money and be like, all right, yeah, like waste of time. Like, no, if we're gonna work out, I'm gonna show you some things. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna put you through some stuff because I think you can handle it. And then a couple workouts that I did, I had a couple guys. The guys were like, yeah, we can do this again. And I'm, hey, trying to work out, trying to work, whatever, duck and dodge. I ain't talked to him. This is like 5-6 years ago. Still ain't talked to him to this day.
Lady Ray said, the way I was yelling at these kids as a math teacher, the way my track coach on purpose told us who didn't do as well as the stars that they were trash. All that is, Trigga, that he said they ain't talked to you to this day. You know how I done had a couple workouts one time.
This is.
I want to go to the gym and work out.
Serious.
We go work out. It's a
I'm
different kind of
serious.
workout.
Like they saw me play, and they're like, "Oh man, like I love your game. Whatever. Can I come? Can you put me through a workout?" All right, cool. Here's what it takes. Here's the blueprint. This is how this is the recipe right here. One time, both of them, one time.
But you can't give them the whole thing on the first date, man. You can't give them the whole thing on the first date, Trigga. You can't do that.
Hold on. I had everything.
What's up, Soul? Appreciate you, brother.
I had everything that I wanted to do with them drawn out. I had a bunch of different things to work. It was a whole progression thing. They couldn't get past phase 1. I kid you not. I'm serious. I'm serious. Everybody's not built, to have that
Appreciate you, brother.
work ethic in them. They see it and be like, oh, that's easy. They don't know the work that I put in to get to where I'm at. I'm trying to show you that. Give you that. I can't give it to you all in one day, even if I wanted to. I got to break it down and show it. It's steps. It's levels to it. You admiring things, I make it look easy, yes, because I put in hours and hours and hours of work on this stuff. That's why it looks easy. But if you've never done it before, you think you're just going to step in and start doing it, well, you're sadly mistaken. And that's the mentality that a lot of these kids have nowadays. They think they just step on the court because they saw something on TV, they tried it a couple times and liked it, and now it's going to translate. That's not how it works. You got to work at it. And once you get it, guess what? You got to keep working at it so you keep it. This is the stuff right here. See, this is the stuff, this is the issue that I have with guys in this younger generation, because you think coaching is all about X's and O's and coming up with plays and game plans and stuff. It's all about this right here, work ethic, working on your individual game. The practices is the culmination of all this stuff. That's why I say all this stuff carries over outside of practice. Like, you got to be working on your game outside of practice. Because the only time you can work on your game is the 2 or 3 hours we have in the gym, 3-4 times a week. Then you just quit. Don't play. You have to work at this every single day, every chance you get. This is not something that you pick up and put down when you want to. If you want to be good, if you want to have a better game, you want to shoot better, do anything better, you got to work at it every single day. You ain't got to go through a full body workout 7 days a week, but do something. Go get shots up. Just get up and dribble in between commercial breaks if you at home watching TV. Do something, because you're creating muscle memory when you do these things. These are all things that I used to do coming up. And I try to teach that to these kids up under me, a couple of years ago when I was doing assistant coaches, and they weren't trying to hear it. They were too busy trying to be cool. They showing up just because it looks good. Makes them popular. They didn't care about working. And that was the disconnect right there between me, and that's why I'm not there no more. So I'm not doing it.
You out here winning championships.
1 second. Let's see if we're going to this fire real quick.
Uh-oh.
Engine 1, Engine 2, Engine 3, Truck 1, Rescue 1, Medic 6, Medic 1, Battalion 1. Respond to 24-6 after Gulf Road 4.
Channel 6, reporting live.
I'll go on.
You gone? All right, brother. You be safe out there. Oh, you said you ain't going.
I'm not going.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought they called everybody but y'all.
Right. Yes, that's exactly. That happens when you got a slow station, man. It don't go nowhere unless it happens right down the street.
Hey, they call y'all when they need y'all for real. But let's get in this football. We almost an hour and we ain't say nothing about football. Y'all wanna?
Yeah, I'm sorry I carried away on that. I got really.
Oh, you fine, brother.
I just need y'all to understand, man. Like, I tried with these kids. I'm not sitting here saying no and haven't. I tried. I done individually worked out people. I done coached at the high school level. Like it is different. It is different nowadays, man. They don't have the same mentality. They don't believe in working hard and coming out and perfecting their craft the way I did. That's why I say I just butt heads with them the whole time because our issues will be long before we even get on the court and start, dissecting plays and game plans and stuff. It'll all be around effort for me. And if you can't give that, then I can't be here. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Miles, you in the airplane?
that's why I say what I say about it, and I stick to it. Like I can't coach, can't do it. I don't already tasted it. I can't.
Well,
It just frustrates me, man. This generation is lost, man. All the competition, the grind, and working out, going to the gym, twice a day, getting like that. They don't know nothing about that, man. And you can't teach that kind of stuff. You gotta want to do that.
it's taught.
And
It's
I think
more
that's
it's
why it's
taught than taught.
frustrating. I think that's why it's frustrating because I can't put the ability for them to want in them. That's why I say I just sit back and do me, man. Shout out to all the kids out there that actually do go out there and work, and they're trying to be better and doing all the things off the court, doing all the extra stuff. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it, because I tell you right now, I feel like these days it gets easier and easier for people to separate themselves because nobody wants to work hard anymore.
Hey, I got some hard. Hey, me and Elijah was hooping the other day. He working hard. But all right, fellas, it's 9:17. I got an early morning. I'm gonna run down my Panthers, and then we can do Cowboys. Let y'all hit that. Trigger, you want to hit the Heat? I know. And then what else we got? NBA, I guess. I'm gonna get past my.
I mean, honestly, I don't really have nothing to say about Dallas. I mean, I can't remember the last time they even won in Denver. I mean, yeah, they play in Denver every 8 years. I don't think they've won in Denver since the late 80s.
1995.
1995. Okay, so
Oh
30
wow.
years. And I mean, they don't just lose in Denver; they get obliterated. Um, we talk about the offense, but the offense only they scored 24, but with Dak, we only scored 17. And this is what I was saying. Like, they're not going to score 30, 40 points every game. There is going to come a time when the defense has to step up. And you just can't give up touchdown after touchdown. I mean, they're like fucking Oprah out there. You get a touchdown. You get a
Back to
touchdown. You get
playing,
a touchdown.
back to playing that damn zone this week.
Yeah, I mean, they were wide the fuck. I mean, it was one play, was what, 1st and 20? And it was a wide open touchdown. Um, I don't have no hope for this team. I mean, I mean, I'm not surprised, but it is what it is with that team.
Yeah, fuck this team, man.
Oh
Straight like
Lord.
straight for real, man. I here's my problem with Dallas, man. When is the last time they were good enough that they beat other good teams? They
2022.
score a lot of points on teams on garbage teams. When they play somebody for real, they fold every single time. For years. We see Philly come out here and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley. They had not even they still in the offseason somewhere. I don't know. They ain't in Philly. And yet this team goes 4-0 and they're beating good playoff, likely playoff teams in early in the season. They beat good teams all the time.
Oh,
Dallas
he hit a
never
home run.
does. This was the one game right here in a tough environment going up against the Denver Broncos, a team with a legitimate, one of the best defenses in the league. You got the best offense in the league. This was the game right here to show everybody that y'all were for real. And everything they did the week before against Washington looked very, very fraudish. Because Debo and Terry weren't there. And that's what everyone's saying now. Well, if Debo and Terry played, well, maybe they would have lost that game too. Their defense looked that good last week. They had fooled everybody into thinking that they had actually,
Did Jaden Daniels play?
improved.
He got hurt in the third quarter.
Okay. Okay. That's right.
But that defense is still that same old defense. I don't give a damn if we didn't have starters in the secondary. The secondary has been ass all season, no matter who you put back there. So you're going to give
We
up
get Marcus
44
right.
points to the Denver Broncos. All right,
Who,
cool.
who only
So I
scored what?
know this
30?
Dallas team right now, Jerry was right. This is the first thing he said all season that I agree with. There's not one trade that we can make to fix this defense. There isn't. You go give up one of them draft picks, some first round draft picks, and try to get you a superstar player, but it's going to take multiple players to fix that defense. And honestly, it's going to take another defensive coordinator. I cannot stand seeing Jerry Jones continue to sit here and stick by Matt Eberflus and say the things he says about him when they doesn't deserve to be said about him. This man is not. Why does he play zone so much?
Oh my gosh.
Like these dudes are running down the field wide open. And Jerry Jones coming out here every week. Well, I think they're going to get right. They're going to get better. We're halfway through the season. They are what they are. They are what they are at this point. Unless you change the personnel, change up the coaching or whatever. But we all know the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to do that. But I do like to drop this nugget. Brian Schottenheimer did say that change is coming. Rest assured, he guaranteed change is coming. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't mean they about to get somebody back off the injury list. They about to elevate
That's a
somebody from the
question.
practice squad. That's probably what he means. All other Dallas fans are like, oh my God, they're about to make a trade. Probably not. I'd be surprised if they did. He said change is coming. They about to elevate somebody from the practice squad. All right, your turn to go out there and get burnt. They're about to go sign a dude that they ain't played in 4 years.
Stephon Gilmore. Get Stephon Gilmore.
They're about to go out and sign a dude that ain't played in 4 years. You know, that's what they like to do. Go out and rehab guys.
Asante Samuel Jr.
You seen
There's
it
some
with
good picks
seen it
out
with
there.
Randy Gregory. Missed time in the league. They went out and got him back and rehabbed him. Martavius Bryant, receiver played for Pittsburgh. Went out and got him. I don't think he played a game.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do.
How Jonathan Mingo doing? Is he still hurt?
I didn't know he was on the team until you said something just now. I forget he's with the
Hey,
Cowboys.
thank y'all
By
for
the way,
that
this is a
4-5 pick.
guy. This is a guy we spent the 4th round pick on, ladies and gentlemen. 4th round
Thank
pick.
y'all.
He probably ain't got 4
Appreciate-
catches in his career as a Cowboy.
Appreciate
Preseason and everything included. This man got 4 catches.
you.
A 4th round for Mingo. We could have got DeAndre Hopkins for like a 6th. Are you kidding me? This team, I can't take them seriously, man. Like, and it's not Brian Schottenheimer's fault. I believe his mentality and what he's trying to do, the things that he says, don't align with what Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett was saying and doing when they were the head coaches. So I trust in what he's doing. I trust the hires that he made. Because he didn't hire his friends. He hired people who were needed. I just think, offensively, I think they're still fine. Even though they went out and laid an egg against a really good defense, I still think that they can still be really good. The defense is just absolutely, this is the worst defense I've ever seen play football, ever. College, basketball, and other sports, this is the worst. I've never seen a team give up so many touchdowns. Easily. It's no resistance. None. Got no pride. Don't care. No heart. No hustle. No competition. No spirit. Nothing. Dead. They're better off than not even running the defense out there. They got a better chance of stopping the opposing team is letting them go up and down the field on their own. Don't even put no defenders out there. That's what it looked like. It looked like they're not even out there. So these guys who are supposedly hurt or whatever, just sit them on the side. Let them rest. Let them heal. They don't get the same result whether they're on the field or not. You rather just take them off the field, let them heal up, and run them out there and let them score anyway.
Hot
What's
pocket.
the difference? What's the difference? Cowboys defense on the field or off the field. What's the difference? They can't score more than a touchdown. What's the difference? Take the defense off the field and just let them go up and down, and then that. What's the difference? Kenny Clark, we brought him in. He's supposed to help stop the run. And it seems like they've gotten even worse. So we spent Micah Parsons on 2 first-rounders and the guy who's supposed to help the run game, and he ain't helping the run game. Well, fuck it. Put him out on the end and see if he can rush the passer then. He ain't stopping the run. Let's see if he can at least generate a pass rush. Put him at cornerback. He can't be no worse than what we already got. He ain't stopping the run. Let's try him out. Another defense player. Put him at linebacker. How about that? Can he coordinate? We give Kenny Clark the headset and the clipboard. Let him run the defense. He ain't stopping the run right now. We got to find something else to do with him. Like, I don't know what the solution is. Blow up the whole defense, get Eberflus out of there, and just go and draft a whole nothing but defensive picks in the draft next year. I swear, if they draft one offensive player, I'm done. All defense in the draft. Any trades you make, defense. Draft picks, defense. For the next 3 drafts, defense.
I'm getting deja vu with this.
New team. I need a whole new team on defense. Get some guys who are bigger, who are not soft, not afraid to get after the quarterback, make some hits, stop the run, win in the trenches, win outside. I need some dogs.
Rush.
We ain't got that in Dallas right now. And we ain't had it for quite some time. And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of the same old story with them. Beat up on all the bad teams, and as soon as you face a good team, Dak lays an egg. He plays himself out of the MVP conversation, and then the defense, well, they just let you score 50 on them. Don't ever beat anybody good, ever. I'm sick, ever. Any team over 500 that's a playoff contender, we gonna lose every single time. Every single time. So frustrating.
The life.
Eagles and all these other teams beat good teams. We're the only team in the NFL that can't beat a good team. Hell, even Miami won a good team.
Who?
Everybody's beating a good team at some point this season, except for Dallas.
Who a good team? Ain't no. I don't think ain't no good teams this year though.
Would you say Atlanta's a good team?
Yeah, we beat Atlanta 30-0.
Okay. They beat Buffalo.
They beat Buffalo. Buffalo lost to.
Good team?
No, I think if we had Bryce Young in the game, we beat Buffalo, and it's not close.
Well, I know Denver's a good team, and I know the Cowboys didn't beat them. I know that
The Giants was,
and the Cowboys didn't beat them, even when A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley didn't even play well. We still couldn't beat them. Barely beat the Giants.
Cam Scatterboo prayers out. That was a bad one.
We'll probably still lose to them without them. We'll lose to Washington next time around. They have Jaden Daniels and the 2 receivers healthy.
I don't know. Hey, Marcus Mariota just threw a little touchdown to Scary Terry.
No. Jaden Daniels, he come back, he got that spot.
Oh yeah. Andy Dalton pissed me off.
The Green Bay had a chance to beat them. What happened? Tie. Still can't win.
That 9:30.
Yeah. I'm about to head on now. All
right, brother.
I'll send you my picks.
Yes, sir. I'll get them.
All
right. I'm about to be.
All right, Trigga.
All right, Mallz.
All right.
Fuck the Cowboys. I'm done.
I'm about to.
I don't even want to talk about it no more on this show, man. They do the same stuff every single year. Every year. Like I said, I like Shoddy, but that defense, man, they're gonna waste a really good offense this season.
Hey, I don't know. You can't say that, Trigger. Y'all getting
If
overshown back.
any other team in football right now had our offense, they'd be a Super Bowl contender because their defense is not as bad as ours. Like I said, our defense has got to be middle of the pack, and that would be good enough this season. That'd be good enough. They ain't got to be a top defensive team. If they can just be middle of the pack, even slightly under that, they can be just slightly under average. That would be good enough to get us to the promised land. But no, we got to be the absolute worst. I ain't never seen that. You got a football team where your offense is number 1 and your defense is number 32. How that work?
Hey,
When's the last time that's happened to any NFL team? And what was the results of their season? Has
I
it
was
ever
listening.
happened?
I was listening to Chris Canty, and them this morning. They said the Cowboys have the chance to be the first team to go 8-1.
Might not win 8 games.
Why you don't think y'all got 8 games? Hey, NFL any given Sunday, Trigger. It's closer than we think. I think the NFL closer than we think. I don't think it's no real.
Any given Sunday, and every Sunday they lose to every good team they play. I don't think that's coincidence. I don't think that's chance. I think that's who they are at this point. They are who they are. They've been doing it for years. They lose to every good team. Every time they get into a game where they have a chance to prove themselves that they are real, they fold. They fold. Everyone was hyping them up last week. Oh, the defense looked great. You know, they had takeaways. They had multiple sacks. They looked real good against Washington when they lost the starting quarterback and they came into the game without the top 2 receivers. So everybody hyped them up. All right, they got to show up against Denver on Sunday. And they didn't show up. Right on schedule, as they usually do. This is what they do every year. They hype everybody up. When they finally go play again, they hype everybody up by beating on these weaker teams. But when it's time to
win
do
the
that
games they're
against a
supposed
good
to.
team, they don't. And this is who they are. They make it to playoffs this year somehow. First round exit. Book it. No matter who they play. First round exit. They can have a bye. They'll still lose.
I don't know, Trigger. I think we in for a good end of the season, man. I
Oh, yeah,
think
it'll be good for the other 31 teams.
y'all getting overshown back, man. That's gonna change your whole season.
Oh, all right, you sound like Jerry. Oh, we're gonna get better. We got Overshown coming back. He just said one player ain't gonna make a difference. You really depend on a guy who's
Oh,
coming off of a very catastrophic injury to come in and change life on defense? No, it's gonna take way more than him. They can bring Overshawn back. They can trade for Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby and go get a cornerback. They'll still be a bad defense. They got to overhaul that whole thing. We need new cornerbacks. We need new linebackers. We need a
y'all
new
just know y'all don't need no corner. Y'all got two
Yes,
$20
we
million cornerbacks.
do. Yes, we do.
Y'all got two $20 million cornerbacks. You can't have new
Trayvon
cornerbacks.
Diggs is not it. I don't care how much money he worth. Deron Bland can't stay on the field. And when he is out there, he ain't no shutdown corner. They gonna throw at him. He ain't a great cover corner.
It's like Mike Jackson and JC. But Mike Jackson lead the team in pass defenses, though.
We need a legit corner.
Who you going to get?
Like I said, they better off just putting some wooden chairs out there at this point. Cardboard cutouts or something.
You a fool.
I'm serious. What's the difference? It's gonna be the same result. You put nobody out there, you put a Cowboys defender out there. It's gonna be the same result. It's gonna be wide open.
Yeah. Well, y'all got Monday Night Football next week, and y'all gonna go out there and beat the Cardinals, and then you gonna be back.
Of course, they'll beat the Cardinals like they should, and then they'll go into a bye week, and then whoever they play out, we play Philly out the bye, they'll lose that game, and they'll lose to everybody that's going to be a playoff contender or has a record over 500 and is good. They'll lose. Cowboys might not win more than 6 games.
I need y'all to win, so I'll win against y'all. Look better. Hey man, we got Green Bay this week. I hope we run the ball in Lambeau. It's gonna be cold. I hope Icky, our offensive line, Brady. Shout out Brady. He tore his Achilles, so we just losing people on that offensive line. Just run the ball. That's all we gotta say. Run the ball. Dave Canales did say, "Hey, we gotta revisit it. If you want to win, put a Rico in, and let's go run the ball at Micah Parsons and get him frustrated, and get him mad up there in Green Bay." That's all I got, Trigga. It's on you now. I know you wanted to hit the heat.
Oh yeah, Miami. So real quick, I don't have a long monologue, but yeah, I think Eric Spoelstra needs to stick with playing Bam and where I've been calling for it ever since last season. When the two of them are on the court, this team has way better chances of winning games and being dominant. And obviously, rebounding and having a bigger team or bigger dudes out there to rebound has been key, which is why they lead the NBA in rebounding right now. They didn't put Ware in the starting lineup in that first game against Orlando, and they lost. Last 2 games he's been in the starting lineup, and guess what? Miami's won both of them. They blew out the Memphis Grizzlies, like wiped the floor with them. They beat them like 146 to like 110 or something. It was like a 30, 40-point victory. And then they beat a good Knicks team the other night or last night at home by 7 or 8. They were up They were up as many as 18 points in that game. So they didn't blow an 18-point lead, thankfully. But they held on and won that one. Fully healthy squad. And they're doing this, remember, without Tyler Hero. Norman Powell has been every bit the star that I knew he would be. I was excited when the Miami Heat got it. I remember being like, oh, man, that's a great pick. Him and Tyler Hero, they have similar games, except Norman Powell is probably a better defender than Tyler is. But they can both score the ball. They can both shoot the three. And like I said, Norman Powell is a little bit better defensively. But having that scoring combination when Hero comes back is going to make us even better. So Powell being able to pick up the slack with Hero being out, and Bam and Ware being a nice 1-2 punch in the front court. Jaime Jaquez, I don't know what the deal was with him last season and why they didn't play him much, but he has been really, really good to start this season. So hopefully he keeps that up.
Give my credit.
Yeah, I never said you were wrong about it. I never said he was wrong about Jaquez.
My
What I
rookie.
don't like is Jovic. I've been very critical of him. Jovic or whatever. He leave him on the bench.
He betting on games.
I don't know what these guys see in him, but I just see a dude who comes out. He's a big goof. He's clumsy. He turns the ball over. He misses a lot of shots. He misses easy shots around the basket. And then defensively, I just don't. I see him getting blown by too much. So
he look good internationally though.
No, he don't need to be playing over Jaquez. Jaquez all day. I don't care if I ever see Jovic again. If you let me find out that he was a reason why we couldn't get a certain player to come in Miami because they didn't want to trade him, I'm gonna be pissed. But we can do without him.
Hey, Norman Powell, you said it. He looked good.
We can do without. No, never. You must have got him confused with Jaquez. I like Jaquez. I've always liked Jaquez. I never liked Jokic.
I'm talking about Norman Powell look good, like you said.
Oh yeah, I was Norman Powell. I was like, yes, finally. I mean, he ain't a superstar, but he carried the Clippers last season in a lot of games. He scored a lot of points. Him and Tyler Hero averaged about the same amount of points per game. So I was like, yep, that's what we need right there. Somebody who can attack the basket, who can play D, he can shoot the 3-ball, all-around scorer, and a two-way player. And you got Tyler Hero on top of that. You got Bam and Ware doing their thing in the inside and then defending the glass and rebounding on the other end. Norman Powell playing D. You got Davion Mitchell coming in, D'ing up, off night. And then he's, hitting shots on offense too, open threes. He's knocking them down. They have a nice, I think they have a very good complementary team. They don't have one guy who's like a superstar, like a Kevin Durant or Jason Tatum, a Devin Booker, a LeBron James type dude, a Luka Doncic type dude. They don't have that in Miami, but they got a bunch of guys that play really well together. They got a nice cohesive unit. They feed off of each other. They play, team ball. And you don't have one guy coming down and just trying to go one-on-one and get his and get to the free throw line and all that. And these guys, they move the ball around. You got guys who can anchor the team on defense. You got the guys who can score on the other end. They just got a really nice unit. They got really nice pieces in Miami.
Is Tyler Hero gonna mess up the rotation when he comes back?
Of really good players. I don't think so. I think he's going to add to it because that's more shooting. Now, that's one thing I was worried about with Miami is that they didn't have enough guys who could shoot the three. Especially after losing Duncan Robinson and then Tyler Hero to start the season. But like I said, Norman Powell can shoot it. Fontecchio, the guy we drafted, or got in a trade from Detroit for the signing trade with Robinson. He can shoot it. And when Hero gets back, that's another shooter. So we got, three guys who can knock it down. And then, Bam, whatever. Ware can shoot it. He can stretch the floor.
I don't do Bam like that, man.
I don't love the shot, man. I really don't. I really don't love
Bam
the
shot. The first man in the WNBA. Don't do that to Bam. He the first man.
Look, I don't love it. I love that he's trying to add more to his arsenal and make him a more unguardable player or hard to guard player. And he's trying to pull people away from the paint to create driving lanes. But if I'm on defense, I'm letting him shoot that shot. He's just gonna have to make it. He's gonna have to. Now, Ware, I think is a little bit better of a shooter. He has a little bit better of a stroke. But Bam being able to knock down that shot, defenses do have to respect it a little bit. I mean, I don't think they'll leave them wide open, but they'll at least come out and contest it, which will draw them out of the paint. So, but anywho, the Miami Heat, the team they got right now, if they can stay healthy, they got something working. And I think that, with the cap space they're going to have, they'll be able to go out and sign somebody, a big fish in the summer without having to give up anybody. So I think this team's only going to get better moving forward. Now, they got enough this year to compete, I think, in the East, obviously, because Jason Tatum is out, Tyrese Halliburton's out. So those two teams already who were at the top last year are not going to be the same teams this season, losing both their star players. But you still got to compete with the Knicks, which, Miami seems to have their number no matter who's on the roster. You got to compete with Cleveland, which I think after what happened to them last year, the way they ended the season, they'll be much better against Cleveland. Milwaukee, you got Giannis, you got Miles Turner. And they're kind of like us. They got a bunch of players that play really well together, and they got that superstar in Giannis around that. So you got to respect them. Orlando is up and coming.
I told you about Orlando last year.
Teams, Miami is right there. Miami can be a strong 5 or 6 seed in the East this season. They should not be a play-in team again. That should not happen. Not this year with the East being down and, certain teams.
I don't know, because you got Detroit, Trigga. Detroit, you got a lot of good teams in the East still. I don't think it's down. I think it's no big superstar team in the East.
I think it's down a little bit because, again, Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton, that's, and then Joel Embiid, you don't know how healthy he's going to be.
Hey, but now VJ Edgecombe look.
Oh, yeah, he did look good. You still got Giannis in Milwaukee. You got Jalen Brunson in New York.
Mm-hmm.
What other big superstars? We got Ben Carroll in Orlando. Are we putting them in that category? Cade Cunningham.
In France. Jay Navy.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. He's got great supporting cast, but he clearly is the guy on that team.
I think Charlotte gonna surprise some people this year.
Maybe, but I really don't have them doing much of anything. I think Melo puts on the show, but they're not gonna win a whole lot.
They got Brandon Williams. Now he a good player. Who else you got in the East? I don't know about Toronto.
You mean Brandon Miller?
Yeah, Brandon Miller. Yep, Brandon Miller.
Yeah, Brandon Miller and Melo. They had a nice 1-2 punch, but I still think they need more. Like they had PJ Washington still, then maybe, but they traded him to Dallas. So yeah, I don't know, but I think the East is, like I
I
said,
think it's open.
Miami should be a top 16 this year with the team they got this year, and they're playing a different style of basketball this year. By the way, as well, they're playing a lot faster. Eric Spoelstra is not calling plays; he's kind of just letting them go out and hoop. And when you go out and hoop without any, I can tell you firsthand, when you're going out and you're told to run different plays and whatnot, it kind of messes with you a little bit, kind of takes away from what you want to do. You kind of have to, I want to say, follow a script, but you got to, like, kind of go through the motions and kind of play off of that. Whereas if you just go out and your coach is telling you, hey, just go out, play, set screens, cut, do all the things you do playing backyard basketball, you feel more free to do more and be more of yourself. And when that kind of pressure is off for you, you got the freedom to do that. You tend to
Yeah.
play a little bit better. You play with more confidence. You play a little bit looser, and that does go a long way. Trust and believe me when I tell you that it is like nothing I've ever seen. When you get a player out there and you telling him, "All right, just go," it's like they light up. I know firsthand experience. I've had that happen to me. So, but yeah, they're playing a different style of basketball, and I think they showed me something these last two games. And I think this team, a nice, well-oiled unit. They nice, cohesive unit. They just a really tough all-around team. Every player that comes in that game, they give you something, except for
Yeah.
Jokic. He don't give you nothing. You
Oh,
got to
Trigga,
account
you
for
got.
all these guys. You got to account for Hackers. You got to account for
Oh, that's a
Texio. You got
put.
to account for Powell. You got to account for Bam. You got to account for Ware. You got to account for all those guys. And Hero when he comes back.
I'm hoping for some good things in Miami.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
But all right, Trigga, you want to do your life lesson, or you want to save it for next time?
Ah, we can save it for next time because
All right.
that one was one I probably spend another 20 minutes talking. So we can
We'll,
that
we'll,
could be
we'll
part of the trigger rant on the next show.
benefit of a doubt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But World Series got the World Series going on. I think it's 5-2. I think last time I looked at it.
I think I'm rooting for the Dodgers.
The Blue Jays came back. They hit a home run, took it
Need
to
the Dodgers.
3-2, and I think it's 4.
Need the Dodgers to win this series. Just to show up the Yankees. Look at us. Getting all the players that y'all should be getting, and we're winning.
I think y'all beat the Blue Jays this year. I mean, y'all beat the Dodgers this year. The way it's looking in the World Series right now, too.
Maybe, but
Especially if y'all healthy.
you never know.
I said.
Could beat the Blue Jays all year this season. So
And now
maybe
they're in the
next
World Series.
maybe next year.
But all right, Trigga. Any final words to wrap us up tonight?
No, but I don't have anything else, man. I pretty much got off my chest what I need to about the Cowboys and the Miami Heat. I'm looking forward to a really good season. I got the NBA League Pass, so I'll be checking out every game when I can. I'll be watching them up close and personal. Just like I did my Yankees this past season. I'll be tuning in, doing the same thing with the Heat. So, but I'm excited about them. I'm excited about Georgia. Big win against Ole Miss. They had a week off this week, but we're back at it. Got Florida this weekend. Um, should be a fun SEC rivalry game between those two. It usually always is. Starting to wind down. Starting to get crunch time here with college football. Each week, man, is another step closer
Yep.
to proving ourselves
Yes.
that we belong in the postseason. And hopefully, we don't have any more hiccups along the way. But this Georgia team has not looked great through the first 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks of the season. And it's getting late, and We need to get better. Hopefully, they got better this offseason or this bye week, and they can play a lot cleaner football. The defense can come on the field and not get off the slow starts, and the offense not get off the slow starts. That's been our biggest issue this season. This
Ooh.
team gets behind early, and it got lucky with some of the late comebacks that they've made, but that's not going to be sustainable. So I'm hoping that they fix that, they've addressed that, and moving forward, we get off to some faster starts so we can take that pressure off of ourselves of trying to dig ourselves out of a hole, for the entirety of a football game. That's hard to do.
Y'all got Texas. Texas is a big game. That Georgia Tech game is a big game this year.
Yeah,
That Georgia Tech.
like Ole Miss. A couple of years ago, I saw this coming with Georgia Tech as well. So
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that they're in the top 10. I think they're currently ranked 7th in the country. They're undefeated. Haynes King, in my eyes, is a Heisman
Georgia.
candidate. So yeah, it's going to be very, very. They've been a thorn in our side for 2 years in a row now, and this game is going to definitely be a tough one. I'm not putting anything past them whatsoever. I will not be shocked if they finally beat us this season. So I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not because I'm very nervous. So yeah, we got them. We got Texas. We got a couple other games on there that
Charlotte, Mississippi
Charlotte.
State.
I'm not really worried about Charlotte, but the other ones, I'll be on Penn. Even this Florida game. They're under 500.
Florida, yeah.
But they always play us tough. Just like every other team in the SEC. They always play us tough. Doesn't matter if they're ranked or not. We got to come with it. So, but I'm looking forward to this weekend against Florida. But yeah, that's it. I don't really have much else to say about my other teams, and we'll see what happens. We come back next week. Hopefully, I have some good things to say about some of these teams.
Yeah. For me, Panthers, we 4-4, middle of the pack. We not out of it. We in it this for where we are now with the Panthers. We in it for this time of the year, so I'm excited. NFL's week to week, as I say. Everything can flip fast. Green Bay game, reestablish the run, protect whoever's back there because we got to see what Bryce's ankle is going to do. Hopefully he's back, but get back to Carolina football. Let's run the ball. Let's beat Green Bay, and let's continue to put the league on notice. Luckily, Atlanta dropped the ball, and kept us in second place this week. So I don't know. I can't see how we keep saying Atlanta a good team. Yeah, everybody say that, but
yeah, they're gonna be a top pick team again this year.
But it was Kirk Cousins instead of Michael Penix, so we'll see. $50 million backup quarterback looking like that. So
yep.
Our $10 million backup quarterback looked like that. I mean, it was bad, bro. I don't want to relive it. That direct deposit when it hit tomorrow is gonna make me feel better.
Yeah, there you go. You won. Panthers might not have won, but you won.
Yeah, I woke up. The day before. Me and my stepdad was like, man, I was like, all right, don't even worry about it. Sold. So, but we back November 9th. We in the building. We in the bank, New Orleans versus Carolina. We may stay and go to that NBA game. Lakers coming to play in Charlotte, so I don't know. We'll see. But all right, I'm Be Wise.
I'm Trigga.
And we are out. Peace. See y'all later.